What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Friday episode of RGTP. I am your host, and with me, as always, is my brother from another mother, my man's
Yeah,
Mamba. Mamba, how is we doing today?
it's hot, bro. It's November and it's hot. Are you kidding me?
I hear it.
It's ridiculous. I'm
I
great though.
hear it.
How you doing, bro? We were playing Overwatch earlier, and then
We doing
never came
alright,
back.
man.
Never
Life
came back.
happens, life happens. So it's all straight and squared away. But of course, it is Friday, which means we talk wrestling every
Oh
Friday.
yes.
On this particular Friday, we'll be diving into only WWE, specifically tomorrow's Crown Jewel event from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The event that we've all
Yes.
been hearing about all month long, since even before Extreme Rules. It has been
Yes.
a lot of weeks of listening to this card being hyped from top to bottom. For a while, it was just Logan versus Roman Reigns, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And now we've added quite a few matches. We have women's, we have tag matches, we have championship matches, we have all kinds of matches going on. We have some match
We have
stipulations
monsters, bro.
that were added. Of course, we got monsters of monsters and
Monsters and
Nigerian
more
nightmares.
monsters, and
We got a loaded
you got the
up
beef.
card. We got a loaded
Yeah.
up card for Crown Jewel tomorrow. But of course, when it is Friday and we talk WWE pay-per-views, there is a man that we like to bring on, the veteran of the squared circle, the one, the only, Mr. Matt Trigger. Matt, how are we doing today?
What's up, fellas? Mamba, nice to see you 2 days in a row, man.
Of
We got the
course,
Nature
man.
Boy
How you
shirt on.
doing?
Doing pretty good. I literally just walked in the door from work about 4 minutes ago. Yeah,
Be like that.
Be like that.
Yeah.
I ate my Chick-fil-A tortilla soup in the car on the way
Record
home.
time.
Not even record time. I was sitting in traffic. I was like, I'm gonna just eat this while it's still hot.
Fair enough, fair enough. Matt, how are we doing, man? And what are we working on over there at Flock in the North and everything happening at Bearded Wholesome in all things Baltimore?
Honestly, we renamed the podcast from Flock to North. We broke off from Stadium Rant. It was just getting to be a little bit too much for what they were asking for from my personal and professional life to mix with that. Nothing personal, no bad bones or anything like that. But we've renamed our podcast the Charm City Heavyweights, and we have managed to obtain 3 or 4 sponsors so far for the show.
Nice.
Mamba was just on last night for the New Orleans Saints preview with another guy from Louisiana. He was driving through Kentucky and lost service a bunch of times. He's a good dude, though.
Wireless sucks.
Yeah. And, just been working on that. I got some cool interviews coming up with some former NFL players. I got Seth Roberts coming on the Bearded Wholesome and All Things Baltimore podcast pretty soon. Working on a couple bigger surprises, but it's been pretty cool. I'm just working a lot.
Did I hear him just hint to Lamar, bro? I think I did.
Yeah, so big surprise later. Getting Lamar on the show. Lamar got to fight Chris Jericho first.
Right.
That was cool, man. Seeing, even though I'm not really a big AEW guy, but seeing him hang out backstage with Jericho and Big Show and taking pictures with everybody. The dude's a megastar in the city and pretty much all over the country. But he's just a rock star, man.
No, it is. It was pretty cool to see him. AEW's down there in Baltimore. No AEW today.
Mock's still killing it. There's your AEW.
We'll get to AEW next week. Just gonna hit some Crown Jewel, and what better place to start than our opening contest? Where to start? Actually, that's actually a good. Actually, because I got. We didn't talk much about it. We'll start with the women's tag team title matches. Our newly crowned champs from Monday Night Raw, Alexa Bliss and Asuka, take on the I guess this is a rematch clause match or whatever, because every once in a while they like to make sure those things are alive and then they ignore them the rest of the time. But they're going to take on Damage Control, Io, and Dakota Kai. Matt, I'm going to start with you, man. How did you feel about the title change in general?
I thought they did it a week too soon. You could have done it at Crown Jewel if you wanted. I mean, because right now, if you really put the titles back on Damage Control, you're doing hot potato booking, and I think that with the trajectory that WWE's on currently, and how they've been booking everybody lately, that might be a kind of like a questionable decision to make, honestly.
Yeah, you never want titles. Just they have it. Oh, now they have. Oh, now that's back on them. Oh, no, now it's on some. Yeah, I agree.
And it's like you don't want to delegitimize them any further because they're almost on the level of the now defunct 24/7 championship. And you already, NXT does a very good job of making their women's tag titles a prominent part of their show.
They've done them a little dirty. They've done them a little dirty, in my opinion. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
A little bit, but the thing is, it's like NXT's known. They've known how to book them, either with Cora Jade for that storyline, having Toxic Attraction hold them for nearly a year combined. But it's like you had them on Damage Control. But the thing is, I don't know if they mean as much if Bayley's not the women's champion.
I hear it.
And I think they're trying to avoid having another faction hold all the women's gold in the same manner that the Bloodline is holding all the tag and heavyweight championships on the male side of the roster.
I was very surprised by it. I did not expect, but when it got down to the end, I was like, oh, okay. I'll reserve judgment. It just happened. I believe Asuka and Alexa will win, so write that down.
I believe so too. I honestly think that it might have been a hasty decision. Like, if Asuka and Alexa Bliss lose, what do you do with them? So this might be a relevancy to keep them on television kind of title change as opposed to something making sense.
No, I hear it. I think that there is a running meme backstage that Dakota is just not meant to be champion for more than 3 days.
She's not, bro. She's not.
I swear, there's a running joke backstage.
She got at least a month this time. Great.
That's no, I agree with Matt. I think it was probably a week too early. Probably could have just done it at Crown Jewel. Made more sense. I am interested to see, as we'll talk about the women's match, where are they going with the faction? Because it kind of looked like they were going in the right direction. I have seen quite a bit on Twitter, people feeling some kind of way about Damage Control, not really hitting all the marks. Hopefully giving them the titles weren't just some sort of here, please the fans. And hopefully the titles are just fixed. I do agree with Mamba, though. I think Alexa and Asuka will retain here. But I think it'll lead to a future breakup and eventual Alexa Bliss heel turn yet again in the future, because she seems like that's the character she wants to play. I don't think she's fully bought into the gimmick that they're giving her right now, which is, I don't know.
She showed a little bit more aggression. It's like she's being held back, and she's just trying to show, I can be just as aggressive as you can to me. Like, she's just trying to show that she's still got it, I guess.
It's a little weird. She got to figure it out because she's in a little bit of a limbo, and hopefully these titles will help her move in the right direction.
Right.
Moving on into the right direction. Let's get big. Let's get strong. Let's get monsters, should I say? Braun Strowman is back on our TVs. Had his press conference for his match against Omos, and he looks like an average size man compared to Omos. And I can't help but say that was one of my favorite interactions of the entire press conference, was having those two guys just sort of lock it up in a sense, and Triple H is just there, and he looks even smaller, when in all reality Triple H was like towering over guys and dominating guys in the ring. He just looks like an absolute shrimp compared to these guys. But this is something that Vince is probably was in the background, clamoring for.
He's
asking for this match to happen. So Mamba, how are we feeling? We're gonna get two meaty big men slapping the meats.
I mean, how does the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time lose where he won it, bro? Braun Strowman is going to, I don't want to say dominate, but Braun Strowman will win this match. Omos will get a few moves here and there, but it's not going to be enough.
I think it's going to be a little bit of a detriment that MVP is not making the trip. I think he's a good kind of sideline, ring apron kind of coach. for Omos. I really hate they're feeding him to Braun to reestablish his dominance. But at the end of the day, Omos is the only big dude on the roster that can afford a loss to Braun without weakening his standing. You're not going to feed him Bobby because Bobby's in a program with Brock. You're not going to feed him McIntyre. You're not going to feed him anybody else like Cross, because they're doing their own thing. Like all the Goliaths are in feuds right now, so it only made sense right there. But I think Omos is going to lose as well.
I need one moment. I'm going to step away. I'll be right back. I promise.
You're good. You're all set. Now, I agree, though. It looks like Braun's going to win. I don't think they booked him here over the last few weeks to lose here. It just feels like Omos has been lost in the shuffle. I was really hoping the MVP, bringing MVP on was going to unlock something for him, but he's still wrestling 1, 2, 3 local jobbers at a time. And Omos just feels lost in the shuffle from where he was with AJ as a tag champ just early last year.
I really wanted them to kind of reignite the Hurt business under Omos and really let MVP shine through with the new monster and still give Shelton and Cedric something to do.
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks. Now they're just like gone and off TV. But Mahmoud, welcome back.
Thank you.
It happens. Yeah, I don't know. Omos, hopefully he gets it together and they can figure out what to do with him.
Real quick, that clip I sent you of him and Kofi, it showed that Omos, he has a side that they can tap into if they need to. He has some personality that they haven't shown yet.
Yeah, when he's backstage, goofing off with the guys.
You don't want your 7'3" dude being goofy.
Nah.
Yeah, that got Shanky like canned. I feel so bad for Shanky.
Poor guy.
He was busting down a few weeks
ago. He
ago,
was over too. He was over.
What happened?
Shanky, remember he was dancing all over our screens every Friday, and
now
he's
with Gender.
Yeah. Now they're just gone.
They're back in NXT.
Yeah,
that would be
Gender
crazy.
is leading that Mahan, the Veer and Sangha, bro.
Maybe that's going to be an interesting tag team to see what they do in the future. Let's continue onward. Speaking of tag teams, we got a returning faction. The OC is back as they look to take on the Judgment Day. Obviously, this is almost too perfect of a setup. It made a ton of sense. Obviously, having the OC just slot right in, being able to fill in, and all the history's there with AJ, the club, Balor. It's all there. A lot of history in the works, but there is the X factor that's been lurking in the background of every Judgment Day segment, every Judgment Day match, by the name of Rhea Ripley. So, Matt, do you think the equalizer, the favor that they're going to call, will be fulfilled at Crown Jewel this coming Saturday? Or is Rhea Ripley going to screw everything up and the OC is going to go take a big old L?
It seems like they've been alluding to Raquel being the equalizer of sorts. I really like this match for the simple fact that it's got a lot of my favorite people in the same match. A lot of people aren't fond of the Good Brothers, but I am a Good Brothers fan.
Same.
You look like the Good Brothers.
Fair assessment. But Gallows is from Hagerstown, Maryland, so I got a little bit of affinity for the home state guy.
Feel it.
Not only that, Finn is like one of my absolute favorites, and so is AJ.
Yep.
So I'm really hoping that this is going to be a good match.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be any doubt in this being a good match. Dominic's eating the pinfall, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Dominic's eating that pinfall. AJ has to get his lick back for what happened to him on Monday. And if they don't have a equalizer for Rhea, she'll probably get tossed, like out of the ringside, and then that'll make it to where it's a fair match. And then poor Dominic, he's eating a clash, man, and an elbow. And probably, are they calling it the Magic Killer?
Yes, they called it the Magic Killer in NXT. When they used it in NXT, they called it the Magic Killer, so I'm going to assume that's what they're going with. I would love if they hit Rhea with the Magic Killer.
That'd be cool to see.
I think that
my jaw would drop.
If they're not in conversations of having her take a phenomenal forearm, they might. It's one or the other.
Say it louder. This isn't my brother. You're talking about Uncle Drew.
We love
Uncle
it.
Drew.
We love kids.
Sorry, guys.
Hey,
It's all
you're
good.
good, man. Mine's be screaming in the background.
No,
That's awesome.
she's
Mamba
with-
looks like your brother, Drew.
She thought Mamba was my brother.
I'll be your brother, man. We'll be the good brothers.
You guys will be the good brothers.
I just have
yeah,
hair. Gotta shave.
I just have shots fired. He said I have hair though. Wow.
It's okay. It's okay.
He knows. He's used to it.
I'm totally used to it.
Yeah, no, this match should be exciting. I'm predicting Rhea will eat some sort of a finisher. I would like her to eat
that
a finisher.
magic
It'd be
killer would
hilarious.
be insane, bro.
I don't think Dom eats a pin though. I actually think if someone's eating
I
the
think
pin,
he does.
I think it's gonna be Priest.
Priest,
probably.
poor guy, man.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Priest most likely. But I also
Can I try to change your opinion?
No.
Oh,
You can try, but it's not gonna change it.
He's the young guy. Like he's literally the one who can take the loss. Like when you think about it, he's the most fit one.
Listen,
because he also got the pin over AJ.
About 20 minutes before we started the show, I was gonna say he's pinning AJ, and I changed my mind.
Yeah, you better change your mind. The hell?
Oh yeah, I was putting down
AJ ain't about to lose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get the young kid.
How do they take Finn out though? Because he won't be anywhere near that pin.
Oh, they'll have their segment where everyone fights outside and they're all chaos and all hell breaks loose, and Finn will find somewhere to put
him through the table. Outside. Yeah,
pretty much. As we move onwards, we have some more tag team action. The WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions, the Usos, are feeling real oozy. They'll be taking on the Brawling Brutes after beating Sheamus all the way down to his wedding. So good for Sheamus. Get well soon. Enjoy your time away. You've been getting your ass kicked over the last
physical therapy is what they
he's
said.
been getting his ass kicked for the last few months. So it's good for Sheamus to take a break. But the Brutes are catching on now. This group was a little stale to start. I was not a big fan of Ridge Holland. I know, Mamba, you're like meh on Ridge.
Yeah, I'm not the
We have
fan.
not big fans on the show of the Butch name change, but they're on our screens. They took a trip down to NXT.
They gave him his singlet back. That's all that matters.
It's a work in progress. The Brawling Brutes get another tag team title match, but the Usos are winning. They just
there's no question.
They just wanted the belts on the show.
This is real clear cut. Number one, Lewis, you're right. They wanted the titles on the show, and number two, they just didn't want to toss out a typical tag team for the Usos like the New Day or the Viking Raiders or anybody like that. So they're just feeding a newer tag team to them to continue their reign. They something's got to give though with who eventually takes the titles off of them, because we've been there, done that recently with the Street Profits and Alpha Academy. So the Usos retain. There's no other way to do it.
If I had to pick, it would have been at SummerSlam. Just saying, I would have had the Profits go over either Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. I love their Money in the Bank match. One of my favorite matches all year. Money in the Bank was a great pay-per-view for me.
And they scrapped it, man. They're scrapping all the gimmick pay-per-views.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they're gonna be some fun ones. I had an idea, and I'll
so
shoot it at you. Maybe towards the end of the show or off air.
You can do it at the end. Let the people know, man. That's what we're here for.
Mamba, Usos,
obviously.
Brawling Brutes.
Usos, bro. It's not even a question. It should have been Usos. Period. Poor Brutes.
Poor Brutes.
It'll be a good match though, because of who's involved.
Will this eventually lead to the Sheamus Roman match at some point?
I would assume that Rumble.
Oh, Matt's not feeling it. Matt don't want it.
I mean, it doesn't have to happen.
Here's the thing: Sheamus is a very good in-ring performer. He's a decent, if not underrated, on the mic. I hate that they strap him with these culturistic gimmicks, where he's your typical, Irish brute that wears the Peaky Blinders outfit. Like, it's all,
got the shillelagh everywhere.
He needs to use it more.
But the thing is, he's not a main event guy anymore. Even for a short period of time, you got Braun around again, and I'm not saying he's main event, but you still got to kind of explore Braun and the championship to kind of test the waters there. With the breaking the time away, you're building him up. You're building Cross up. Edge is still lurking around. Finn's probably still going to look very strong after all this is over with. Possibly AJ as well. So Sheamus to me doesn't fit in that stratosphere of where they are right now. He did what he was supposed to do, and he made Gunther look like an absolute rock star.
Oh
at
yeah.
the premium live event that they face each other. I don't like Sheamus hanging around the title scene. If anything, hang around the Intercontinental, go towards the US. On a brand change maybe, but not keep him away from Roman, because it's at that point it's just going to be two big dudes beating on each other, and he's literally done that with everybody he's feuded with to this point.
You give it a special SmackDown in December. There isn't a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah,
between Rumble and Survivor Series.
If you want to put Roman on SmackDown and have him have one of those rare Friday night title defenses, and you want to eat up 40 minutes of your 2-hour show with commercials, like, okay, do that then, but don't have a main event or open.
What if they do it like with Riddle, where it's like you can no longer challenge if I beat you, and so it's like obviously
that was also on a SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe that that's a way to go either.
I hear it. It's definitely going to be interesting to see. I feel like if it's not a singles one-on-one, it'll be some sort of maybe a faction feud for
Sammy and the Usos, Solo and the Usos versus them three.
Speaking of Sammy, when they eventually cut him loose, he's going to be a great challenger to Roman.
I love him.
Oh yeah, he needs to challenge Roman, get his ass kicked, and then ask for help.
No.
Absolutely, and then Kevin Owens comes in, and then it's tag team time. That's what needs to happen.
I don't want to see him lose.
Kevin Owens got to come up to him and be like, "Hey, I fucking told you."
It doesn't
need on the bullshit though.
It doesn't need to be like a quick loss, but it needs to be where Roman just beats the shit out of him.
Yeah,
but he doesn't give up.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
The underdog from the
underground
stands up
again. And he just
the underground underdog. Oh, that was such a good gimmick in NXT. Such a good gimmick. Let's continue onward. Half the card down. Another half to go. The women's match. Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, goes up against Bayley yet again. This time, busting out all the stops. Last woman standing match. Adding a little bit of flair and some flavor in, trying to mix up things for the women's side. I know Mamba is more so excited for the bodysuits.
Yo, the bodysuits are so cool, bro.
Mamba likes the women's bodysuits. They got cool designs, so Mamba is excited about that part. But this match should be really well put together. It was a solid ladder match at Extreme Rules. Two really solid workers. Their feud, however, I don't know where it's gonna go. I'd be very surprised if Bayley wins this. So I'm honestly rocking.
I wouldn't.
Ooh, I'm rocking with Bianca. So tell me why, Matt. Tell me why.
I'm not going to make it complicated at all. This is a match where Bianca's not going to eat a pinfall. Yeah. So if you're going to use a premium live event situation where you're in front of literally millions of people and you're in you're in Saudi Arabia and you want to do all this to make it a big spectacle, this is where you change the title over. Bianca's had a good run, and I've said it on the show before. Her runs are solid, but I just don't connect with her as the champion. Like I don't feel a connection in terms of watching her. Like that's a good champion right there. She's a good wrestler, and she just doesn't have it on the mic for me. And I really think that's the disconnect is the promo work. But Bayley's the complete package. And seeing Bayley feud with Becky when she comes back should be really good now that you've seen the evolution of both of their characters. And you can have Becky come back as like an anti-hero, pseudo good guy, good girl, whatever, to Bayley's heel. And that's going to sell tickets Mania season.
I hear it. I'm going Bianca.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna have Bianca be put down 10 seconds. And I think you can build maybe a little bit more from Damage Control taking all the L's. And they're like, oh, well, we thought we were in control, but we don't control anything. So we obviously need to make a change. And like you mentioned with the people saying maybe there isn't like a connection with Damage Control, maybe them healing him even more so up because they lost everything, it can help maybe. I don't think Bianca loses.
Now, if I feel like if it was gonna happen, it would have happened in the ladder match. But then again, we did just see the last man standing, last woman standing match. Brock got buried under a table, and he literally got jumped by a whole faction. So it does leave it out there that there could be some Damage Control shenanigans.
That was still one of the best main events of the year.
Yo, when he lifted the ring
it's the
up,
ring
that
lift that
wild,
everyone loves so much.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was so random.
Yeah,
like, you were not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I don't know how Bianca ends up going down here for 10 seconds. Then again, I really don't know how Bayley, unless Bianca's just going to wipe everyone out. So that is going to be the interesting part. I do think the Bayley-Becky feud will happen regardless of if there's a title or not. And it should be a good feud leading in the future for the women's division. As we continue trucking along, we got the Beast Incarnate is back to take on the Almighty. More big, meaty men slapping the meats.
I don't like it. I don't like you saying that. It's really bothering me.
It happens,
it's
man.
It's really bothering me.
How do you feel about this, Matt? These monstrous men. There you go. Is that better for you?
Some beefy boys.
It's better than slapping the meats 100%.
some beefy boys, man.
These beefy boys.
My heart is telling me something different from my mind for this.
Okay.
I want to see Lashley get a win.
Yes.
But logically speaking, I don't see Brock laying down for him.
Yeah.
This is going to be probably the best match on the card out of all of them. The only one that might steal the show might be Roman and Logan.
Okay.
Because I'm 100% in the belief that if Logan were to ever commit to WWE full time, he's even more of a rock star than he already is. I think Lashley wins, but I think Lesnar wins, but I really want to see Lashley look strong while doing it.
I want Lashley to win. I want Lashley to win so bad.
You want him to win.
Yeah,
what we want and what's going to happen probably aren't going to align.
I want him to win, so when he challenges Roman at the Royal Rumble, it's like, okay, he just beat Brock. Roman's beat Brock. Like, it's a legitimate win over Brock. You know, if Lashley wins this match, it's not, oh, Roman helped him win. I'm going Lashley. I don't care. I know I'm probably wrong, but I don't care. I'm going Lashley. Speak it into existence, man.
I respect it. I'm on a very similar bandwagon with you guys. I would love for Bobby Lashley to win here, but it is so not happening. Brock is going to win this. The match is going to be solid. Bobby has grown on me over the year. He's really put in a lot of work since coming back from his injury and just sort of figuring his way through with Omos and everything like that. It's a rough feud to watch, but he kicked it into high gear and he's put on a bunch of really good matches. And their brawls have been good. So I'm all for Bobby, but Brock is gonna win.
Is there blood?
Maybe
they don't want blood, but is there blood in this match?
I would not blood, but I would like it at one point if they both just were in the back and were like, "Hey, we should wrestle." Like we should actually wrestle.
So just take it to the mat and not
like we are both legitimate wrestlers. Okay. Like we should put on a little bit of just what everyone thinks is F5 spear.
Right.
Let's actually do a little bit of wrestling. I would absolutely love that.
The biggest thing you got to pay attention to is what the laws are over in the United Arab Emirates in terms of is there allowed to be bloodshed at a sporting event. We don't know how they are with boxing or mixed martial arts, if they even allow those type of sports over there to have the type of bloodshed that you would want to see.
Yeah, you just want to see these two batter the hell out of each other, man. That's what you want.
Maybe a bloody lip or a bloody nose, but I don't think they're going to open each other the hard way.
I was thinking Brock Randy at SummerSlam.
That was the hard way.
Yeah.
I mean, he was hitting them with his elbows, and elbows are razor sharp, man. It's crazy.
I remember that. That just brought back so much flashbacks.
Yes, it did. What a crazy match.
But yeah,
why are you hitting me?
And I believe it is going to
because you should have picked Bobby.
I think it's going to be a trilogy. I think this gets wrapped up in the future where it started. I think it's going to be a full calendar year. I think they'll have a match to, end the feud, the trilogy. I think it ends at Royal Rumble in San Antonio this year.
Do you know what would be cool, though, is if they had a match at Royal Rumble to end the trilogy of it, and then they're both so pissed off that they just go in the Rumble and destroy people. And then they end up like taking each other out. That would just be a great way to eliminate both of them. Without
they just cannot stand each other.
Because we all know Cody Rhodes is coming back and winning the Rumble. There's
probably
he's just chilling on the back, like look at these two right here, man. Yeah,
because apparently he's almost ready.
Oh yeah,
I saw that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how that is going forward. His return is gonna be very interesting. He came in the transition period where he was sort of a Vince guy, but not really a Vince guy in a way. He came in a weird time, so it's gonna be interesting. And I've told Mamba this is where he gets pushed and how he gets established, because Triple H might not just be fondly googly eyes all over him the way Vince was. So it's gonna be interesting to see where his position in the totem pole lies when he comes back. Moving on, we're two guys jockeying for position at the top of the main event card. Drew McIntyre beats the living hell out of Cross after his car accident, takes Cross out of the Intercontinental title match, number one contender match, which was won by Rey Mysterio, which we will have that match tonight. Gunther Mysterio should be very exciting. Should be very exciting. But him and Cross, after their strap match, they now go inside of a steel cage to make sure Scarlett does not get involved with any more of her shenanigans.
Number one, you can't keep her off television. I'm upset that she might not be on television tomorrow. Or if she is, she's going to be super covered up, even though you can't really cover that up. I want to say something about the Intercontinental title with Gunther.
Go right ahead.
It's an absolute travesty that this man is not consistently booked on pay-per-views as the Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, we know why.
They did it with Ricochet, and it's like you're treating the Intercontinental Championship like it's not the second most storied championship in your entire organization.
They did it with Shinsuke too.
Right. And it's just like, why you're treating it like a Friday night main event championship, and Ray and Gunther deserve to be on Crown Jewel. It's crazy to me. It's flat, honey. I'm sorry. Mommy didn't blow it up, and don't go after it. It's a pool float.
Now you're about to be in trouble with your wife, bro.
I'll blow it up in a little bit. All right, thank you. I love talking to my 5-year-old.
Hey, it'd be like that, man. Any other comments on the Intercontinental title match and not being featured on the pay-per-view?
Ray's gonna win.
I don't think so.
He's not.
I think that Imperium's going to have something to do with it, but
oh no, I think Gunther's going to win.
Oh, he's gonna throw Ray all around the ring. This would be fun if Ray was like 30 and not 50 years old.
Right.
That's true too. Yeah, if Ray was younger, it'd probably be a much better match. But yes, steel cage, Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross, Mamba. How are we feeling?
Drew is winning because your trilogy match, this is where the trilogy is. It's going to happen December, Royal Rumble, whenever. Drew McIntyre is winning this because Scarlett's not going to help him. I know it's going to make him look a little bit weak, but like they can have a good match and he can still lose with dignity.
Are you going to hit me in the face again?
She's just practicing, dude.
She hit me in the face with a pillow while you were talking twice.
She's gonna still chair ready, boy.
Right.
She's taking headshots. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna, I think Cross is winning. I don't think Drew's winning. I
don't
Cross,
think so.
Oh my goodness. I
see.
And I love Cross, but I think you
Yeah.
need in order to extend this feud, you need to give Drew a win, and this might be the one right here. I mean, you can honestly have Drew win this with making Cross still look strong, and it's not going to really affect him either way. If you want to push this into Rumble season, or you want to push us to War Games, that type of situation, then yeah. But I don't see this being,
The end of it.
I don't see this ending here because you can't have a trilogy with a 2-0 split.
I hear it. I do.
You're going carrying.
Is that the slogan of this show? I hear it.
Yes, it is.
We say it so much to each other. It's just like part of our vocabulary now.
I love it.
Yeah, you should see our text and be like, I hear it. I hear it I hear it. Oh, I hear it.
I hear it. No, seriously, I think it's just, I don't know where this goes. I was thinking that pre the SmackDown that was for the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way or Fatal 5-Way, I was hoping Cross was going to get into some shenanigans with Solo to then eventually lead to whatever he's trying to do with Roman, considering that has been... Yeah, he's floating in and out of the sort of main event title scene. So I'm just more so curious on what they're going to do with him now. But I hear it. Scarlett not being able to get fully involved would make sense, although...
She can watch the show with me if she wants to.
I think she's getting involved regardless, to be honest.
I think you're getting in trouble with your wife again, bro.
I think
when you've been with someone, if you've been with someone as long as I've been with my wife, you know that there's it's an eternal doghouse.
And finally,
next month is 16 years. So
congratulations, man.
10 married last month. So thank you. Yeah.
Hey.
I get parole in 10 years.
You might get lucky. Finally, to wrap up the show, we have our main event. Logan Paul walks into Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with his brother.
I've been waiting for this.
Jake Paul is officially back on our screens.
He's a goofball, man.
Are together.
Oh my God.
Roman Reigns walks in with the wise man and the bloodline. The tribal chief takes on these up and coming celebrity star. I guess this is, for me, we've been talking about this, Mamba, especially with our friend Ambition. This has appealed to the pure E side of WWE, the pure entertainment side, the moving the needle, the tickets, the sales. This is
getting noticed.
And I am going with Roman, and I stand by
Logan.
that
I would jump through this screen.
Should be I don't give a damn. I'll say it. He should absolutely dominate. This should be a total ass whooping. It shouldn't even be close.
I want to go last.
Okay. I believe it will be domination by Roman, but Logan's gonna get a couple moves here and there. He's gonna land on his feet somewhere. Something's gonna happen for it to be like, oh my goodness,
the 2
look
years
at Logan.
Of camp versus 2 matches story needs
Roman's
to
winning.
happen here.
That man said
the ass whooping of a lifetime, and then he can try again at a Mania or something when he's trained and he's been the experience. But the story of the fact that he is a nobody with only 2 matches should be like put on full display. He gets his ass whooped. I don't want him to do shit.
He's gonna get a couple moves, but Roman wins.
He shouldn't. He needs to.
I can't wait to hear this, Matt.
Matt's gonna drop the bomb.
It's Matt.
I don't know if it's the bomb.
It to Logan.
No, I'm not. A-Town Down is walking out of Crown Jewel, and I'm gonna tell you why. They have no idea what they're gonna do with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
When he came out on the Tuesday before Halloween Havoc, I was like, why the fuck?
I wanted him to cash in on Braun.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
God, he's so lost.
But they put so much into Theory over the last 18 months that you cannot have him go back to NXT as a champion.
Fucking Vince.
Theory's going to cash in. If Theory does not walk out champion, he eats the pinfall to protect Logan and Roman.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing is, you want to keep Logan coming back and doing business.
Right.
At the end of the day, Logan Paul has a 5 or 10 million fan base all across his socials.
Probably a lot more than that.
He's a celebrity boxer. He's an influencer, and he is a part-time WWE superstar. You want to keep that business relationship going because you eventually want to get his brother in the ring, and you eventually want to have them come in on more than just the premium live
There's
event.
Your tag
occasion.
team champs.
There is your attraction duo. Jake Paul is knocking out people that he should not be knocking out, and Logan Paul looks like a real life professional wrestler when he shouldn't. So I really think that this is where Theory cashes in. That's a way to protect Roman, but it's also a way to where you could potentially split the titles back up come Mania.
Yeah, they still have to figure out how they're doing that.
You're gonna have to figure it out, but the thing is,
and it doesn't involve The Rock.
Theory can be a transitional champion. Theory can be a transitional champion while Roman and The Rock have their feud. That absolutely positively does not need a championship. And I'll bring up my previous theory, no pun intended, where The Rock beats Roman at Mania and then relinquishes the titles and officially retires the following night. That's still a far shot possibility, but I like the chances more that Theory cashes in because you got to get the briefcase off of him because he's not really fitting in with the main event scene. So if you're going to do it, you need to go all in and either put the titles on him or get it off of him and have him lose his cash in this spot here, a high profile spot. And then you can relegate him back to the mid card, or if you want to kick him back down to NXT, he doesn't need the briefcase.
I like the idea.
Yep.
I like the idea more so of the Theory cashing in and eating the pin. I don't mind it. It would make a lot of sense. I agree. He's sort of been lost in the shuffle since getting the briefcase. And it's really not his fault. Vince was, these were all, Vince decisions pre-made. So it does suck that he's sort of been put in this weird crossfire of, fans not really being behind him and stuff like that because he's a Vince push guy. But I'm going to be honest. I think the kid's really fucking good.
He's really good.
I think he's really good.
He reminds you of Orton.
And in some ways.
I'm talking build, lankiness, the swagger, the mic skills, the ability to draw natural nuclear heat without having to really say a whole lot. He's just got to be himself. And I'm pretty sure this is his personality on 10 as opposed to a gimmick.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost to the point now where, what are we, about 2 or 3 months post Vince retirement?
3 and some change, I think. 3 and some change.
Theory is literally the last of the Vince-driven people on television right now, if you think about it. I mean, there's still a couple champions like Roman and all that, but you're going to really see Hunter's handprints all over this when he gets to fully make his change. And I think the day after WrestleMania is going to be like his official reset of the entire situation. And I'm looking forward to it. But that's my theory on the main event, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome. WWE Crown Jewel tomorrow. Pre-show starts at 11. The premium live event kicks us off at 12 o'clock.
Are you rapping?
Nope. It's smooth though, huh?
It was smooth. I was about to say I wanted to bring something up about the AEW situation that I got an alert for my phone, but go ahead, Lewis. I'm so sorry.
Crown Jewel, tune in tomorrow. That's going to do it for us here. Do you want to add on to our AEW conversation? What you want to talk about? You want to talk about that after?
The Young Bucks, your favorite team?
No. I don't want to talk about those douchebags. No. I got an alert on my phone. I have the Ringside News app downloaded, and I know a lot of people shit on them. But I happen to enjoy a lot of their breaking news, dirt sheet type of stuff. I'm a junkie for it. I live for wrestling dirt sheets. Like if people like love watching TMZ or reading their website, Ringside News is like my go-to for like everything.
Not an ad.
Right? Not an ad. Not an ad. Right. I got an alert that said there's starting to be a belief that the AEW All Out Brawl was a work. And I've read the article because I'm very skeptical of a lot of things Dave Meltzer. and I'm even more skeptical of Brian Alvarez. When they said that they have interviewed everybody but Ace Steel's wife, who was dog sitting Punk's dog, I almost want to believe that Tony Khan is ballsy enough to pull the biggest work.
You imagine, bro?
On the entire wrestling industry and fan bases, love or hate portion of the fan bases, but all the thing is, I was thinking about it, and I was looking at the timeline. Okay, they have the brawl. There's the suspensions. The Bucks are banged up. Omega's still recovering. Punk is always banged up because he's pushing 50. And then it starts leaking out that there was lawsuits. Then there's leaking out that, they're going to sue each other civilly. And then all of a sudden you see them start to kind of trickle the elite back into everything. And then there's the rumors of Punk negotiating a buyout. And I got Punk being vain enough to go along with this. So that's
interesting.
And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, because I am about a lot of things, and we could fill a 10-hour show with my conspiracy theories. But I'm starting to believe that everybody's way too hush-hush about it to where it might be a work, and they're going to be like, gotcha.
Wow.
And
I believe Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy's a fucking joke, dude.
I believe him.
His brother should never be in a wrestling ring either.
Oh, man.
I'm glad he's in recovery.
Health over wealth. The dude's a millionaire anyway, and he's had 15 chances. I think he should have really taken a long hiatus after TNA when he showed up to the pay-per-view high as a draft pussy, but that's just me.
Sting was pissed.
Yeah, it was awful, but I'm starting to like do a little bit more research, and I'm like, there's a little bit of smoke. It's not a lot, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
I love
the
that.
Only thing that'll make me believe that it's not a work is if CM Punk is a free agent.
Hey, Triple H did say never, man.
And I'm telling you this right now. That will be the get of a lifetime if they can manage to swipe Punk while he is white hot with rage from the AEW fan base, and to see them melt down on the internet would make
we found what he really wants.
That's what he wants.
And not only that,
that's what he wants, yo.
It would bring warmth to my heart.
Destruction of AEW is what he wants.
The thing is, it wouldn't destroy them because
no, it wouldn't.
Because he's a walking shit show. But the thing is, now he would come into the company that he swore he hates.
Yep.
As like the final middle finger to Khan, if this is actually legit beef. And
Weirdo hug me too much.
And Hunter will capitalize on it. And can you imagine people melting down if his music hits at the Rumble?
That would be some funny shit. But he's getting slapped with a whopping no compete clause because AEW don't want that.
You know what? Here's the thing: with even if Khan doesn't want that, do you really think Punk is going to play ball? If this is all
the lawsuits,
I guess.
But the thing is, you can tie it up in litigation for so long that Punk can be 10 years retired before they figure it all out. And then
that's tough. That is tough.
Now, I can understand him not wanting to let other guys go, such as Malachi or whatever, Cole or, WWE. I 100% wholeheartedly believe they use back channels and they have been tampering with pretty much everybody that Vince fired that is over on the TBS company.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. He called it the TBS company. I love it. I love it. All right, that's gonna do it for us over here at RGTP. Thank you, Matt, for joining us once again. We will have you back when we have are we at
War
Survivor
Games.
Series?
Survivor
War
Series,
Games
War Games.
before Deadline. NXT Deadline.
I'm really interested to see who they put in the men's and women's matches, man, because War Games has been my favorite pay-per-view in NXT I remember I was a little kid when War Games was popular in WCW, but that was back when Sting was wearing tie-dye like colors and shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you guys weren't alive yet.
Showing your age, sir.
Thank you.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, notification on all of our stuff. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning.
Thank you, fellas. I always love hanging with y'all.
It's a pleasure. Be here next Wednesday. Thank you very much.